Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. Today, I want to talk about the power of praise in relationships and how to get what you want when you're dating or you're in a relationship. See, a lot of people, when they're in a relationship and they're not getting their needs met, a lot of times they sit there and they try to communicate with their partner, but it's how you communicate, you guys. If you're communicating and you're very attacking, the other person is just going to be turned off by you, okay? So it's not so much what you say, but how you say it, okay? Without attacking somebody or anything like that, you try to be, very cordial about it and let them know. Now, a lot of people will sit there and say, well, I do that. I do ask my partner to help out around the house. Or I do tell my partner that they watch TV too much, or they do this too much, or they do that too much. It's very hard to break old habits. So you have to kind of break them in a sense. You have to give them reinforcers. Reinforcers are what keep people, motivated to do something. It's very important, okay? It's the same thing like my son, he's autistic, okay? And if you know anything about special needs kids, it's very difficult to get them to do anything. So one of the behavioral approaches is they give them reinforcers. And it's the same thing as in relationships. You give somebody reinforcers to be able to be motivated to do something. Because a lot of people, especially if they've been in a relationship a long time, they get very lazy or set in their ways. And you could sit there and talk yourself blue in the face and it's going in one ear and out the other. But what is the motivator? What is the reinforcer to getting that person to do what you want? Okay? You have to know, just like when they deal with children and trying to get them to do something, they have reinforcers. What's the reinforcer that they use on children? Oh, if you're good, you get to go outside. Oh, if you're good, you get extra playtime. There's reinforcers to get a child or to get somebody to do things that motivate them. And it's the same thing as in a relationship. What is your partner's, what motivates them? What is something that's positive that you could bring to the table to motivate them, that you will offer them in exchange for them, listening to you or, compromising with you or being motivated, okay? It's a great way to get somebody on your page, and it's a great way to keep them motivated, you guys. See, I'm going to give you guys an example. There's a lot of women that have landed very successful men. And how did they do that? Okay? They knew how to motivate that man. They knew how to make that man feel good. They knew how to flatter that man in not a unauthentic way, but to make him feel good. See, a lot of times we have to look at ourselves because we just expect that everybody should just do what we say. And, everybody is in their own world. So, there's always got to be something that keeps you motivated. Like a lot of women, in order to get things like from their partner to do something, they will motivate them with sex. They will say, okay, you help me with this, I'm going to take care of you tonight. See, there's always a trade-off. And some people say, well, there shouldn't have to be a trade-off. That's your partner and they should just do it no matter what. Yes, but the thing is this. You want to keep these people motivated, all right? Like I told you before, you get a lot more bees with honey by being nice. Now, there's a fine line from being nice and being walked all over, okay? You don't want to, always be too accommodating to somebody to the point of them taking advantage of you. But there's a way to do it in such a way that it keeps them motivated, you guys. For instance, I'll give you guys an example. I knew guys that would, in order to get with a woman, and they knew that woman had kids, they would say something to the woman like, how about when we go out, we take, the kids with us. Let's go out to eat, all of us. Just something like that going beyond, okay? And showing that person that you're trying and that you want to include their kids, let's say to go out to dinner, is going to win somebody over, okay? So this is one example that I'm giving you on, how you motivate somebody. In other words, when you go beyond to make somebody happy, that person, if you have the right person, of course, all right, some people are just takers and don't want to, give to you as well. But if you're dealing with somebody who's a genuine, nice, kind person, and you do something to go out of your way to make that person happy, that person is going to go out of their way to make you happy, okay? So the key to all this, you guys, is number one, knowing your partner or knowing the person that you're dating and knowing what makes them tick or knowing what they like. What does this person like? Okay? The key to keeping somebody to keep coming back to you is to make them happy, but make them happy without, compromising your own happiness, of course, all right? You don't want to just keep trying to make somebody happy and you're taking away from yourself, So the thing is this, you want to show them that you are really trying, all right? And this is really powerful when you're dealing with somebody, and we talk about no contact as well, because people always ask, well, how does no contact work? When you're somebody who's in the relationship and you have been the one giving, and then you go no contact with that person because that person really crossed your boundaries, that person is going to feel the no contact, all right? That is somebody who's going to feel that no contact. Why are they going to feel that no contact? Because you were given so much to them, okay? Whether it was attention, your time, trying to make them happy. And then when you just pull away, okay, because they did something that they shouldn't have done, all right? And they really violated your boundaries and you just took all of those benefits away from them, that's when you're going to see somebody who's going to suffer with the no contact, all right? The only time somebody like that won't suffer from no contact is when they really, really don't care about you, or if they have somebody on the side that you don't know about, okay? But if we're just talking about a relationship and you're dealing with somebody and, you're really trying in the relationship and you're giving a lot to that person, I'm telling you, you guys, that's the time when they cross your boundary, to pull that no contact, because that's when they're going to feel it. See, a lot of people, they mess up with the no contact. A lot of them don't give a lot in the relationship, or they're not at that point where there's that bond between them, and they go no contact and nothing ever happens. The person doesn't care because there wasn't that bond that was built there, okay? Or maybe you haven't put enough time into the relationship with that person. So when you go no contact, it's not really going to affect them. Okay. So I just wanted to add that. But tonight I'm pretty much centering on how to get what you want from somebody. Okay. Now, another example I want to give you guys of how people get what they want is I'm going to use mother-in-laws or family, okay? Because you see it a lot. That's why I always tell you when you're dating somebody, you better look at their family, because if they're very close with their family is going to have an influence on them. Believe me when I tell you, this is so true. And so many people don't realize this till later on, and it's too late, okay? If you're dealing with somebody, this happens a lot with mama's boys or women that are attached to their mothers or their parents or something like that. Their parents get what they want, or the mother-in-law or monster-in-laws, they get what they want because they know how to talk to their child, okay? A lot of times, these parents try to play the victim. This is how a lot of people get what they want too. They play the victim. Poor me. What did I do? I just wanted you to be happy, and they're trying to make like they're, your partner's ally. But in a sense, what they're doing is they manipulate your partner. Okay, I need to bring this up because there's a lot of outside influences in relationships where people get involved in your relationship because your partner is letting them in. Your partner could be being manipulated by other people. It could be their friends. It could be their family. It could be anybody else in their life. And that's going to have an effect on your relationship. It could be their kids even, if their kids are older and playing the victim. This is what they do, you guys. They play the victim to get what they want, okay? But, it's up to your partner to be able to know what to prioritize. That's how you know if you're dealing with somebody who is grown and somebody who hasn't grown, okay? Somebody who's grown will be able to turn to their family or their friends or something like that and be able to stand up for you. Somebody who's not grown is going to sit there and be silent when there's an argument between you and their friends or their family or whoever else they're close with. Somebody not grown is going to side with the third parties, not side with you, their partner. So you have to recognize this, okay? When you're dating somebody or you're in a relationship with somebody, are they grown, okay? Can they stand up for you? Very important, okay? Because this all has to do with relationships and getting what you want and what are the outside influences in that person's life, okay? You want to make sure that that person is not influenced by other people, okay? They have to be their own person and be able to think for themselves and know what's right from wrong. Okay, because if they're easily influenced by other people, you're going to have a struggle on your hands there. Okay, because it's going to be you against the outside influences because your partner is not grown. It's the same thing when you have a daughter-in-law and a mother-in-law arguing. Okay, and the husband sits there and he doesn't say anything. All right, he needs to stand up for his wife if she's right, obviously, okay? And there's a lot of men that can't do it. And it could go the other way as well for a woman. So when we talk about getting what you want from somebody, okay, the other factor that you have to keep in mind is this person, are they able to make their own decisions, or do they have other people that are influencing their decisions? Okay, this gets into when you're in a relationship and you have family involved or friends involved. Even if you're not in that serious of a relationship, even if you're dating somebody or something like that, if you're dating somebody and let's say their mother or their family doesn't like you, they could have an influence on your partner And that could affect your relationship. So your partner's got to be able to stand alone and be able to see what's right from wrong. And believe me, there's a lot of people that can't do that. There's a lot of people that are very influenced by their family, you guys, or it could be their friends as well. So the greatest tip that I could give you when you're dealing with your partner or you're dating somebody and you want to get what you want, okay? The greatest thing that I could tell you is before you open your mouth, you think about what you're going to say. A lot of times when we're in the moment or we get heated up about something, it just comes out of our mouth. We don't stop and think before we talk, how this is going to affect the other person. So you need to really, choose the right words before communicating to that person in order to get the right effect, okay? Like, in other words, if you criticize somebody and say, you're such a jerk, you never do anything over here, I feel like I'm dealing with a child and everything like that. Already, you're coming off with a lot of fury, and that person is they're just gonna turn off from you, okay? But if you take a different approach and you say something to them like, it really hurts me to see that I'm sitting here and I'm trying to go to work all day long and I'm doing all the chores around the house and everything like that. I'm tired and I need some help. And, it would really, really benefit me if you could just pitch in a little bit over here. You see the difference? So this is what you need to do. You need to step back, and you could still get your point across and be strong with it without coming off very bitchy or somebody that they dread talking to, because that's another thing too, you guys. A lot of people don't want to communicate with somebody who's, yelling, screaming, a maniac. That's why a lot of people shut down too, because they feel that every time they try to communicate with you, you come back at them in an attacking way. Okay, so you need to look at yourself and see how you are. And you need to make sure that your partner is able to respect you as well. That if you're talking to them and you're trying to communicate to them in a very, nice, mature manner, that they need to give you the same respect back. So the bottom line is this. If you want to get what you want from somebody you're dating or in a relationship, you have to find out what that person likes, and you have to try to figure out how you can make them happy. That could be, compromising your Saturday and going with them, let's say, to a sports show that they enjoy, but you're really not into. Or, compromising by helping them out with their work or offering your time to help them out, okay? And the thing that you have to understand is this something that you don't mind doing? See, if you find that in order to make your partner happy, it's causing you to be unhappy, then this is not going to work for you, okay? You want to be able to help that person and be happy about helping that person, not that when you're trying to make that person happy, it's causing you to be unhappy. You see what I'm saying? So you have to understand, relationships are all about give and take. So you have to give a little bit and compromise. This is what a lot of people don't want to do today. They don't want to compromise in a relationship. They don't want to do things that they don't want to do. If it's a Saturday, maybe your partner just wants to sit around and watch TV all day, and you want to go out and do things, okay? If that person can't compromise, then what happens? Then you don't want to compromise. Then, then everybody is like stuck in their ways, and there's that roadblock there. So you want to make sure whoever you're dealing with is able to compromise with you. And if If you're doing things that maybe, you really don't want to do, but you're doing it to make your partner happy, if you're with the right partner, they're going to reciprocate and go out of their way to do something that maybe they don't want to do, that may inconvenience them, okay? They're going to sacrifice in order to make you happy. That's if you're with the right partner. See, the problem is a lot of people get involved with people and they go out of their way for somebody to make that person happy. The only problem is they're dealing with the wrong person. They're dealing with either somebody who's very narcissistic or very selfish, and it's all about them. So no matter what you do for them, that person is not going to change their ways and compromise for you. So number one rule, know if you have a kind and understanding partner that you're dealing with. I talk about this all the time, you guys. I said that's one of the most important things when you're looking for someone in a relationship. Are they kind? Are they understanding? Will that person sacrifice for you? That is the key to having somebody that you could work with, okay, and grow with and have a healthy relationship with, okay? I hope that helps you. If it did, please hit the subscribe button and share, and have a great day. Audible is offering listeners a 30-day trial. Doesn't cost you anything. It's free 30-day trial. You get to select any book that you want on there and listen to it. They have books on there about breadcrumbing, love bombing, why did they lose interest, dating, relationship, any kind of book you're interested in and want to learn about, okay? You could listen to it in your car or if you're on the bus or the train. So go to my podcast description for the link at tinyurl.com/AskYazNow and start your free trial. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz. I want to tell you about my 2 books that are on Amazon, okay? You can download them free with the trial membership from Kindle. The first book is Regain Your Power. If you're in a relationship and you feel like your partner has all the control in the relationship, maybe you're walking around on eggshells, you're afraid to approach them, it's going to tell you how to regain your power and be happy in the relationship, okay? And what you may be doing wrong, and that's why your partner has all the control in the relationship. The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time. There's a lot of people that are dating someone or in a relationship with somebody who's not really vested in the relationship. And we often are confused as to whether our partner really likes us or is into us or wants a future with us. And this book is going to give you signs and red flags of whether your partner is into you or he's just basically drifting and wasting your time. So go to Amazon and download the Kindle free trial membership. Doesn't cost you anything. And check it out. It may help you. Okay? And have a great day.